Hello, everyone, and welcome to Influencer Mindset page. Today, we are going to continue learning Tanya where we stopped last time. If you remember, on our YouTube channel, we have been really going through the Tanya of the day. Learning how to become better influencers. We also learned that everybody's an influencer. We all are influencers one way or another. We influence the world with pretty much everything we do, even with our thoughts, with our speech, with our actions. Today, I really want to kind of take things to a new level and understand something that the Alter Rebbe is telling us how to connect to the Creator in ways that brings the divine presence and becoming one with that divine presence. So as we did last time, we just look at the Hebrew text that I have in front of me, and we are trying to analyze it and understand how to apply this wisdom, how to apply this technique into our life so we can just do more and influence more and just become better human beings altogether. So the Alter Rebbe was talking about how, we are able to enclose ourselves with the godly soul when we engage in good deeds. Good deeds that are the will of the Creator. So there is a list of about 613, not about, but exactly 613 good deeds that are listed in the Torah that we could do some of them we can do because of things that we don't have, like the Holy Temple and stuff like that. But some of them we can do. So all the good deeds, starts with thought, speech, and action. It all starts with the thought. So we understand that there is a constant battle that's happening inside of us between the animal soul and the godly soul. And that battle is really something that we have to acknowledge and we have to fight. And as we spoke about before, when we are really able to give it a good fight, the animal soul, the ego, the evil inclination, give it a good fight, then what happened? We redeem our godly soul, literally from exile, and our godly soul is back home. And there is a parable to a son of a king that was captured and was in prison with hard labor. And that son is being released from prison, and now he is back into his father's palace. And the happiness that occur when that happens, it's unprecedented. It's just a tremendous happiness. And this is what the Alter Rebbe is telling us we can experience when we give a good fight and redeem our godly soul and bring it back to reside within us. And then he was also talking about the idea that the soul of a human being is like a flame of a fire, and the body is like the wick of that flame. But that flame burns without oil. It just burns. But when it burns without oil, the light that it gives out, it's very weak. It's very, low. But we have the option to intensify this light and to make it really, really great by performing good deeds. When we think positively, when we speak positively, and when we take positive actions, we are literally providing oil for that light to shine. And then our godly soul just become more intensified and more dominant and could really do great things. And then he's talking about, for example, that when we becoming one, when we becoming one with the Creator, we can do that through learning. Through learning, what happened? Our thoughts and our speech are becoming literally one with the Creator. Our thoughts and our speech becoming literally one with the Creator. And that's tremendous connection. But then he's saying we have to connect the body too. And here there is the wisdom that the Alter Rebbe is giving us how to literally turn the animal soul, turn the the ego, the selfish desires to receive for the self alone. How do we use that and convert that and use that to do good deeds? What do? We take actions. Because when we take actions, what happens? Since the animal soul is in the blood and it animates the body, when we learn and then we take action, then the animal soul becomes, how do you say it? But it just becomes almost bound to the godly soul, and he does exactly what the godly soul asking it to do. So every time a person does an action, which is an altruistic action, in order to share, in order to give, in order to make the world better, and to connect to the godly wisdom, when he does that action, what happened? His body literally joins his thoughts and his speech from the learning, and then he becomes completely enclosed in his godly soul from thought, speech, and action. So we also learned that our souls have garments. And what are the garments of the soul? Our thought, speech, and action. So we have the thought, speech, and actions of the animal soul, and we have the thought, speech, and actions of the godly soul. So when we engage in learning and in thinking about the greatness of the Creator and the oneness of creation and how we are all truly one and how we are all really connected to one another and everything in the world and all of humanity is just one, and all the troubles that are going on in the world was always because of people not understanding the oneness of creation, and they see themselves as separate from the Creator, and they see themselves as separated from others. So everybody develops the desire to receive for the self alone, and they're literally being controlled by their animal soul. The animal soul is the animal-like soul. Okay, it's not an animal, so to say. People don't just become animals. You always stay a human being, but there is a level of what a human being can be. Okay, and we are talking about really the ability for a human being through his thought, speech, and action to wear the clothings of his godly soul, which is the actual part of the Creator, and by doing that, make the animal soul and the thought, speech, and action of the animal soul work for and serve godliness, serve the good side of the world. Because you see, when it comes to animal soul and godly soul, it's really very simple. It's black and white, and black represents darkness, represents, let's say, just for an example, one side represents darkness, selfishness, corrupted desire, negative emotions. The other side represents positive emotions, unconditional love, receiving in order to share, doing good in the world, having the right intentions, and all the good stuff that comes with connecting to the Creator of the world. And when we are wearing those garments of the godly soul, which is the thought, speech, and action of the godly soul, what happened to us then? We literally become an influencer of creation. We become a miniature God, and God is literally using us as a channel, as a conduit to his light. And when that happened, since we also understand that each human being has a specific mission that only they could do and a specific purpose, when we do that, we are connecting to our specific mission and purpose, and that enables us to actually go out there and do it and create the change and do the mission that we are here to do. And the mission that we are here to do is usually amazing. It's godly, it's divine, it's great, and it could bring us and the world to completion. So we are continuing here, that really, when we want to become influencers, we have to really understand where we're coming from, which means what kind of garments are we wearing right now? Are we wearing the garments of the animal soul, which are the garments, which are the thought, speech, and action of our selfish desires and our negative emotions? Or are we wearing the garments of our godly spark, our godly soul, our infinite us? And when we wear the garments of the godly soul, then our thought, speech, and actions are here to really become a lighthouse for everybody that is around us, our communities, especially our families, our friends, and the community, and the city, and the state, and the country that we're in. Now, social media kind of make that a little bit different, because here on this channel, we have followers from all over the world, literally from countries that I can't even pronounce their names. But I know we have people from Indonesia, and I know we have people from Nigeria, and I know we have people from different countries in Africa, and then from Europe and from America. And just it's like really the ability of us to become one village. The whole world is like becoming one village. And now we understand that humanity is pretty much one family. Because what happened? Everybody knows in different cultures, even in the Korean cultures, in the Chinese cultures, they know about Noah Ark, and they know that there was a big flood and everything got wiped out and all of humanity got wiped out. And then there was one person, his name was Noah, and he had 3 children, and his wife, his 3 children and their wives restarted humanity again, and humanity restarted. And now, for whatever reason, it got spreaded. We look different because of our different geographical locations that people went. Some people went there, some people went there. Different geographical locations through many years make people look different a little bit, maybe different skin color, maybe different, religion, or maybe different approaches and customs and cultures and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, this is all one big family of humanity. And now the time has come for all of us to unite and to really make a positive change in the world that will literally make a huge shift, and will remove darkness, will remove the evil, will remove selfishness once and for all from the world. And we have to do this together. We understand today that one human being could do a lot. One human being is a very powerful thing. It's unbelievable. Look at Elon Musk, for example. One human being, and he does so much. He has so many different companies, and he became the richest person in the world. One human being could do so much. But when we are together, we can do a lot more. And when we are together, we can literally make a shift in the world. So we're seeing that just like right now, we are talking about spreading love, unconditional love, unity, oneness, connecting to the Creator, giving a fight to the dark side, giving a fight to our animal soul, giving a fight to the desire to receive for the self alone, and connecting with our godly soul, connecting with our desire to receive in order to share, to the fact that we could be loving and caring and compassionate towards one another. And that's what we want. And we are living in a world that we're seeing that there is a complete opposite. Some people are either completely haters, because they don't see reality as it is. They think they believe in the illusion. They think that the world of illusion is real. And as we spoke before, the world of illusion, which is also the name of my book, World of Illusion, what does that mean? What is the illusion? The illusion is that the world is separated, that I'm here, you guys are there, that everything is separated, that there is me, that there is God, that there is you. But really, that's the illusion. The truth and the honest truth is that we are all one and connected. And this is how we remove the illusion, by understanding that we are all one and connected. And this is the Creator is one. And creation is the epitome of oneness. Oneness. We are all one. He is one. He is the only one. And He is the only reality and the only thing that exists. And now it's really time for us to kind of move forward and really take action. Take action. So what do we need to do? We need to think positively. Because we are constantly, our mind constantly working and we're constantly thinking. When we think positive, when we think in a good way, we are connected to the godly thoughts. So as I said before, when we study, when we learn, when we want to grow, what happened? Our godly soul start to wear its garments of thoughts and speech. Because when we learn, we also speak. And that thoughts and speech becomes one with the Creator. And then when we sit down and we learn, the divine presence usually, technically, resides with us. We are almost downloading it. Now it becomes part of us. And it resides in our godly soul, and both of its garments, the thoughts and the speech. Okay, and then to continue and to enlighten our body and the animal soul, that the animal soul is literally enclosed within us, and we know that it's in the blood. It literally gives life to the physical body. And when we do good deeds with our physical body, okay, for example, giving charity, okay, then what happened? When we give the charity, our body also gets included in that godly light, in that godly presence. And that's the third garment of the animal, of the godly soul. So we know the godly soul have two garments, which is thought, speech, when we learn and when we connect and when we grow. And then when we take the action, the third garment, which is our body, also becomes one. And then we have the three garments of the godly soul connected with the Creator of the world. And what happened when we do that? What happened to our animal soul? Our animal soul literally transforms itself from bad to good. And our animal soul turns into good. Because now the animal soul wants to literally take and perform good actions. And even though this consciousness comes and those actions comes from the godly soul, the Alter Rebbe explains that the godly soul cannot do it on its own. It has to take a physical action. And the physical action can only be taken by the animal soul. So the animal soul is like the average between the godly soul and the body. So we have the body and we have the godly soul, and in the middle we have the animal soul, and the animal soul now can animates the body from the godly soul. So now the godly soul runs the show. Okay, tail runs the body through the animal soul that it's in the middle, that it's the average between the body and the godly soul. So we know that without the animal soul, the godly soul couldn't really operate in the body. This is why the animal soul is important. It has a really important part, and also we have to understand that our godly soul is spiritual, and the body is physical, and it's very materialistically, and spirituality and physicality are two opposite things, and the average between them, between the godly soul and the body, it's the animal soul that are included in us and in our heart and in the whole body of every human being. And now I want to stop over here and continue a little bit later. If not later on today, then definitely tomorrow. But really, thank you guys so much for joining this broadcast. I really, really ask you to like the page, subscribe, become a part of this. Help make this world better. Look what's happening. Enough is enough. It's up to us. We have social media. We have all the tools we need to make a global shift in the world. Look what's happening now with banks collapsing. Cryptocurrency is going up. Why? Because cryptocurrency does not belong to any country, and Bitcoin specifically. It doesn't matter which country you're from. It's a currency from humanity, and it's also one of the signs that all humanity are united and connected. Now we even have the same currency, all of us. So since I spoke about cryptocurrency, which was, I think, 2 days ago, I think Bitcoin went up almost 20%. And it's going to keep going up. So understand that it's the currency of the future. You should be a part of it. And looking forward to see you guys at the next live broadcast. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you soon.